Hi guys, this is Angela Anderson, and I'm going to demonstrate today how to paint a background design on a Bo Bunny scrapbooking page. And this one is from the Madeline collection, or Madeline collection. And basically, as you can see, it has a monochromatic style to it. And what I'm going to do is go in and change that monochromatic style to a colorful style using ColourArte Silks Acrylic Glazes. And today's colors are Moss Green, Vintage Mint, Rusty Mauve, Rustic Rose, and Pink Grapefruit. And I think you're going to love this technique because it's basically like coloring by number, as we used to do when we were kids. And I just want to make sure I'm totally on screen here, and I think for the most part I am. Let me zoom in a little bit. So what I'm basically going to do is work with my glazes from dark to light at the base of the hydrangea going forward. And so I'm going to start with Rusty Mauve. And I've got my favorite brush, Dynasty Black Golds. This is a number 5 flat. So I'm just going to start by filling in these little petals. And I've got the flat end of the brush down, and then I stand up to the chisel as I get toward the center of the petal. And so that's a full flower there. And then as I move toward the top, I'm going to start varying the color a little bit, but I want to go ahead and get my Rusty Mauve colors in here first. And then I'll begin to build those other colors right on top. So without cleaning my brush, I just wiped it off on a paper towel. I'm moving over to Rustic Rose, which has a little bit more of an orange tint to it, but it's a beautiful soft mauvey pink. Just gorgeous. And again, just filling in those miscellaneous petals around the darker petals. And I kind of like this one with just these two colors, so I'm just gonna leave that one as sort of a darker value. And now I'm going to do the one next to it with some of these lighter values. So this time I'm going to start with the Rustic Rose, and I'm going to graduate up to the Pink Grapefruit. Just so we can have a nice variety of the hydrangea colors. So switching over to Pink Grapefruit, and I kind of want to build those into the ones below so I can even go back over the other strokes as well. I've also got an iridescent red here as well. So if I wanted them to completely be sort of, and it doesn't really show up white as much as it just does as a shimmer. So let me get this on camera. So I may use some Pink Grapefruit at the base of this one. Just kind of tapping in those colors. This one's really faded, so I'm not that worried about being so particular. Just kind of tapping and going. And then picking up the iridescent red and going over the top of this one. And remember, I've still got the Pink Grapefruit in my brush, so it's picking up a little of that too. So that one's nice and pale. And I've also got some over here on the side. Just kind of fill that in a little bit. Remember to turn your phone off when you're videoing. unlike me. We've got some little baby ones. And, you know, can't help but freehand a little bit. Why not? It's my world, right? Okay, so now I'm going to do some leaves. And I'm going to pick up both vintage mint green and then vary it with shades of the moss green. So maybe do the underbelly of that leaf in the darker green. And these are just kind of your background leaves. So again, just starting from the edge and going back toward the base of the leaf, getting that filled in. And then I'm going to take the moss green and pull that in from the edge toward the top. Then on the chisel edge, I'm just going to pull that back toward the base of the leaves and just fill in those stems, getting those green as well. So I might even, in addition to using the vintage mint green, I might even pick up a touch of my pink color and let that reflect in the leaf as well. And continue to pull those strokes from the base of the leaf, or the front of the leaf, toward the base of the leaf. And just continue to do that until you've got these beautiful backgrounds nice and filled in. And the great thing about this is that you really don't have to know how to paint. You just have to know how to color. And so this is what it looks like finished. And I might go back and just take a little bit of moss green on the tip of my handle and begin to dot some of the centers of those flowers, as you can see there, to make those petals pop out. Again, using the moss green, go in there and pop out the center of those petals. And I'll post a finished picture of this project on my Facebook account. I hope you enjoyed this video, and again, this is the Madeline collection.